We're here at the Daytona International Speedway for one of the biggest races of the Gatorade Cup Series season. It's the Pepsi 400 Under the Lights. On the pole, we have the 43 of Johnny Gardner, who's outside the 2 of Luke Rainey. Then 30 have points leader Max Anderson, Jeff Bright in 4th, and Stephen Baker rounds out the top 5. They have Derek Hamill in 6th, Jake Galloway 7th, then James Tablio in 8th, Patrick Smith 9th, and Steve Larker rounds out the top 10. The rest of the field is Colton Young in the 37 with Taylor Ryan Price in the 15. They have Alexander Rowe and Sebastian Kukulon. Then there's Justin Zidell and Carson Bowers, along with Danny Lloyd and Larry Bouchard Jr. He's back in that 17 car after his injury that he suffered. They have Carter Friesen and Steve Morgan, then Steven Taylor and Jack Marshall, along with Code Luigi and Jay Jefferson. Then 2 teammates Mac Johnson, Isaac Nichols. They have Jonathan Beeford and Trey Rainey. Second in points, Louis Jack Tavo with Jonathan Reins in the 4. Then Tyler Fink and another driver top 3 in points, TJ Hanley. They have Dale Lightning and Jake West, Nathan Stapleton and John Gambit. Then there's Griffin Lynn and Benny Watson, Riley Sampson and Diego Yepes. And in the final row, 2 patriotic cars, Eli Bright with Joe Jefferson to his outside. There's your 42-car starting lap here at Daytona. Let's get going with our starting command.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Settle in, relax, take a deep breath. It's a long, hard race. Gotta pace yourself.
And our 42-car field rolling off the starting grid here for the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. The most famous track we head to. It's the World Center of Racing. And drivers are going to want to win here no matter what race it is, whether it be the Daytona 500, the Pepsi 400, or like we saw last night, the Samsung 250 in the Target Series. We saw a 4-wide move coming to 2 laps to go by Alex Stewart, turned into the huge one at the front of the field, taking out basically all the leaders, but Sebastian Kukulon snuck through to win the race. Jennifer Buford in 2nd. Will we see something like that here tonight? In the 500 earlier in the season, race 1, we saw a big crash early on. 2 cars went upside down that crash. Stephen Baker and Jake West. Will we see another wild flip like that here tonight? We'll find out. 24 laps in the World Center of Racing. Johnny Gardner on pole. Luke Rainey to his outside. The start of the Pepsi 400 into the restart zone. Final race of the Superspeedway swing, and we are green. Big moves already being made. Jake Galloway started 7th, and he may have just led lap 1. He did by a nose. So Galloway from 7th, to 2nd actually. Baker led it by a nose, but my gosh, what a big move that was. Gardner, your pole sitter, shuffled 3 wide top, and he's going to fall outside the top 10 by the time they got off turn number 2. Some shuffling here at the front. Meanwhile, Patrick Smith leads. Here comes Colton Young, the 37, look alone. Alexander on the 37, or in the 72, makes it 3 wide to the bottom lane there. 3 wide at the front, the 34 with no help, and the 72 with all the help, but Smith might be able to get clear. Can Rowe get there? Smith came down to cover the spot in the 34. Great job there. Now you have Carson Bowers in the 6 up to the front. His only career Gatorade Cup Series win has come at Daytona last season in the 500. Here he is now going for second in that number 6 car. Alexander Rowe in the 72 shuffled. Here comes the 19 of Danny Lloyd, Carter Friesen, Jack Marshall, Jay Jefferson in a 3-wide mess back about 10th place. Bowers keeps second as they approach turn 1. He might be looking low for the race lead. Couldn't quite get there. And now through 1 and 2, the front 4 get clear. They're single file out. Try and rest there. Well, some people make some moves here down the backstretch. Here comes Danny Lloyd in the 19. Coming down to the cover of the spot of the 22, Jack Marshall. There's a push from Jay Jefferson in the 78. Mac Johnson, Isaac Nichols further back behind Jonathan Buford. As at 33, though, might get shuffled 3-wide middle. Those could be 200 Motorsports cars lined up there, nose to tail. So up front, Carter Friesen just got shuffled out, but still single file for the front few. As they come off of 4, Bowers has a run. Does he take it to the inside? Does he stay with Smith? He stays with them. Now here comes the 22, Jack Marshall for 3rd. Gets underneath Danny Lloyd. Jay Jefferson behind him. Patrick Smith continuing to lead. Now the 22 moves up. Here comes Jay Jefferson down on the 78. Had a great car at Talladega. They could have brought that same machine here to Daytona. We'll see if he can make it work. 200 Motorsports cars. There's the 24 Mac Johnson and the 40 of Isaac Nichols. They are lined up on the bottom lane. They're going to try and make moves here. Down the back. And Carson Bauer still staying committed to that 34. Patrick Smith and Jay Jefferson stays clear in third. Nichols gets the fourth and the 48. Trey Rainey pushing him. Rainey's up inside the top 5. Now you have Taylor Bryan Price in the 15. There's a 33 Jonathan Buford on back. You see all these cars trying to get down low and shuffle their way forward. Jay Jefferson, the 78, moves low. Nichols comes down to cover the spot on Trey Rainey. Side-by-side for a second. Look at fourth on back. The run they're going to have because they're side-by-side in front. Yeah, Nichols has a huge run. He might take it 3 wide. Look at that 48. Looking low. Trey Rainey shuffled to the middle and all that. Taylor Bryan Price up top 3 wide. Bowers back 3 wide. Jonathan Buford gets underneath the 95. They have the 18 back there. Riley Sampson and the 88 of Eli Bray, who started last row. He's up inside the top 10 now as they race down the back. And cars moving around, moving high, low, high, low. Jay Jefferson, Isaac Nichols side by side. Can Jefferson get clear here for second? No, Nichols gets down low. Meanwhile, Patrick Smith continues to lead as they battle for second behind. It's Isaac Nichols who's going to grab the race, or grab second off of 4. Jay Jefferson falls back. Here comes Jonathan Buford in the 33. Riley Sampson in the 18 looking 3 wide. Can't make that move. 33 comes down to cover the spot. Just completed 5 laps down the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Riley Sampson looking 3 wide for second in the 18 car. Eli Bryce pusher. There goes Griffin Lynn to the middle in the 7 car. There's Diego Yepes in the 1, pushing his way forward. Benny Watson. Jeff Bryce found his way to the bottom lane. Some other big names forcing their way forward. Sampson moves up down the backstretch. Eli Brightman move up to the middle lane. The 88 car. He does. He allows the bomb open for Diego Yepes in the 1 car. Sampson going to be able to stay clear right here through 3 and 4. He's going to keep second. Riley Sampson keeps second now. He has his sights on the 34, Patrick Smith. Can he get there? We've seen cars have gotten there, but can he get by? Now down the front stretch. Sampson's going to need help, though, to make this move. You rarely see people make passes on their own at Daytona. It's very hard to do it at the plate tracks. You need to have some help. Jake West could be his help. Benny Watson could be the help. Here comes Watson, 3 wide for third. Jeff Brent, the 5, coming forward. He started on the outside row, but now he's found his way down low. He's have Nathan Stapleton, who won. Oh, big crash, back of the field. The 10 of Stablio's gone around. And there's the 13 of Morgan. Some others are in it. Is that Justin Seidel in the 20? Johnny Gardner and Jonathan Rains, along with Stephen Baker. Yellow is out, and we're racing back. 3 wide, Stapleton to the bottom. Talladega winner for third. Through 3 and 4, there's Code Luigi in the 42. He's found his way inside the top 5. Off of 4, Patrick Smith, Riley Sampson going to be 1-2 back to the stripe. It's going to be Smith with the race lead, Sampson second, Nathan Stapleton third. The battle for fourth, it will be Code Luigi fourth, Jeff Bright rounding out the top 5. They should restart that way. Stablio's done, Zeidel's going to be done. Morgan has damage, Baker, there's Rains with damage. Gardner may have gotten some of that. Kukulon, Target Series winner, could have been involved. Luke Rainey has some damage. Is that Max Aronson maybe with damage? Taylor, Galloway possibly. Hamill's a little off pace. Big crash, middle of the field, going to take out some drivers. Stabolito, one of the first I saw go around. So we'll see what happened to bring out caution number 1. I think what I saw happen here was Stabolito was in the middle and he saw a hole down low. And it's in front of his teammate Joe Jefferson. He thought maybe his teammate let off the lemon line, but that 41's going to push and can't let off. And the 10 is already there. He's committed and bounced off the 22. And then the 41 kind of comes down to the 41 there and spins them around. There goes the 10 of Stabolito up into the field. That's where Zeidel. That's where Luke Rain got side. Yeah, he got squeezed into the wall. Galloway also squeezed into the wall. Then Zeidel comes down. That's where he got Jonathan Rains. Taylor comes up the racetrack. He may have gotten into the outside wall. Just a teeny bit right there. And others come down off the wall, and that's how it happened. Oh, and then Stabolito hit hard there with Zeidel, and that's going to take those 2 out of the race. Rains could possibly be out with some of the damage he incurred. Luke Rainey, Jake Galloway got squeezed into the outside wall. Rainey started outside the front row, and he's close to the chase, so this is not good for him. Galloway needs a good result. He fell out of the chase after last race, and he's right there squeezing the wall. Baker into the wall after flipping here. Max Aronson, your points, it looks like he did a great job just sneaking his way through there. Tough break for so many drivers. We're going to board the 2 of Luke Rainey. He gets some pretty heavy side damage in this. He gets squeezed into the wall. Both sides of that car are pretty well torn up. And we'll just have to see if that affects him, if he can maybe come down here and try and pull the fenders out. Oh yeah, there's Taylor, bounce off the outside wall hard there in front of Luke Rainey. Some of those drivers got some pretty heavy damage. Kukulon won the Target Series race yesterday. Escapes more madness here in the Gatorade Cup Series race. Yeah, he had to miss one to win yesterday. Well, he just got his status quo here today. He misses another one here in the Gatorade Cup Series. Great job there by Kukulon, getting it slow and getting it down out of the way. One more on board. Max Anderson, the 47-year points there at the back of the field, basically last, and he's able to just squeak through this one. It's going to be big to keep him his points because Octavia's not that far ahead, or not that far behind him. Actually, right there, he got some damage there, but overall should be fine for Max Anderson. Great job there, just getting on the brakes and missing it. Patrick Smith has so far dominated this race. He led back to the caution flag. Sampson in second. It's going to restart around halfway, a little bit before it. Should be Patrick Smith out front once we get back green. Remember all those drivers we mentioned missed the crash? Well, the stack up after the caution is out is real. Right here you can see the big stack up, and then Derek Hamill and Taylor goes around that. Max Anderson got damaged. Kukulon, Galloway, and Rainey. So they all have damage now from that stack up after getting minimal damage or no damage, and now they're involved and they got damage, and some of them are actually out of the race. So just wanted to update you on that. And Patrick Smith, still your race there. He'll lead us back to green. We'll go back here with 13 laps to go, 1 lap before halfway. James Tablio, Justin Zadell out from the crash. And then from the stack-up, Luke Rainey and Max Anderson are both retired. That's a tough break for them, considering Anderson might have been able to keep his points lead. Rainey could have tried to gain points there. Taylor has damage. Raines, Morgan, Baker, Galloway, Kukulon, Gardner, Hamill all have damage. Should be about 30 cars that are undamaged or minimal damage. So Patrick Smith has dominated so far. He's your race leader here at Daytona. Riley Sampson in second. Nathan Stapleton, Talladega winner in third. Cole Luigi fourth. Jeff Bright fifth. They have TJ Henley in 6th, Benny Watson 7th, John Gammett 8th, Jake West 9th, and Luigi Octavio 2nd in points, rounds out our top 10. Into the restart zone for Patrick Smith in the 34. Gets to it, and we're back racing here at Daytona. That was a pretty synchronized move by the 42, the 32, and some others back there to move high. See if the 18 can get a push from the 27 right here to try and get up to that 34 Smith. No one's been able to touch him because no one's lined up to make moves together. Jeff Bright for 4th as the 42 went high. Hanley keeps with the 42 of Luigi. A little bit of strategy there, but he might move down in front of the 77 of John Gambit. 32 Watson also up top, along with the 14, the 88, and some others further back. They're also on the top lane. Here comes Stapleton for a second down the back stretch. He didn't want to stay with that 18. We'll see if Jeff Bright, if he stays with the outside lane, if he goes down low. Stapleton looks like he's staying high, and Sampson, that big run that he got with the toe from the 34 he was getting, will clear. And now the 5's trying to get a run on the top side to get clear for third. Jeff Bright did a great job there getting ahead of the 27, but right now I think all the help is with the 27 down low. I don't see Hanley abandoning to the top side. It looks like Jeff Bright will fall back to 4th and maybe even further back as Nathan Stapleton inches ahead for 3rd at the stripe. We're halfway done with this race. 12 laps left here in the Pepsi 400. Hanley looking 3 wide in the 23 car. He wants his 3rd win of the season here at Daytona. But he has to somehow find a way around that 34, Patrick Smith, who has dominated. And their 2 teammates who are top 3 in points, Octavio and TJ Hanley, have found each other here at Daytona. They're right now running 3rd and 4th behind the front 2. Sampson looked like he had a peak right there, but with them being 3 wide, he has no help. He's right in the bumper, that 34, though. Really surprised he's not made a move down the back. He had a great run through 1 and 2. Looks like that car maybe just getting a little bit better through the corners than Smith is. I'll have to see, though. Octavio to 3rd. Yepes 4th. Buford 5th. Isaac Nichols further back in the 48. He's going to be 6th if he can get away from that pack. Now the A3 and the 1. Can they get lined up and run down these front 2? He has a huge run onto him. Look at the run they have in the draft. Look at Yepes. He's pulling out. It's going to break their run. Break the momentum that they had. But can Octavio get down front? He can. 4 cars break away. Buford 5th. Hanley gets down line 6th as the 48 of Nichols may be struggling in that bottom lane just a little bit. Looks like Cole Luigi is almost clear there. Looked like the 18 tried to back up to the A3 to get a run right there, but Octavio's having none of it. Look to the inside. Jonathan Buford going down with them, but the 18 once again stays clear on the top side. They're close back there, almost 4 wide. Nichols getting abandoned to the middle lane. I think Griffin Lynn knew his car's just a little bit slower. I don't know if the 48 can really lead a line. Sampson keeps 2nd, but he has help behind now. Here comes TJ Hanley up into 5th. Octavio and Buford are lined up with 10 laps to go. See if they can get a run. But Buford looks down to the bottom lane of the A3, and they're stacked up 3 wide behind. Once again, Octavio with that toe from the 18 stays clear. Now off of 2 they will come. Larry Bouchard Jr. They're 4 wide. Is that the 19th? Danny Lloyd in the middle of it. They're hitting and banging. Around goes Steve Larker. Jeff Bright also around. Carter Friesen. There's Trey Rainey. Is that Colton Young in the middle of it? Joe Jefferson. And the yellow flag is out. There's Eli Brent, the 88, emerging from the smoke. Jay Jefferson. Some others fly into it. But the yellow flag is out. for a big crash on the backstretch. Here they come racing back, and it's still Patrick Smith leading the race. Smith leads us back to the caution flag with 9 laps of racing to go. They were 4 right at the corner. Saw them hitting, saw them banging. A few got away. They got away with it for a little bit, but then the big one happens. I saw the 19 Danny Lloyd, the one that was really beating and banging around. Then they got spun around into the 75. So let's see what happened to bring out caution number 2. So here's what happened with this. Nathan Stapleton was in the outside lane. See him kind of coming down here. He has a run. He's trying to get down in front of the 19. Once again, that's just not going to work. They come down. There's the 19 coming down to the 75. Hits him up into the 27. Stapleton now. Then they keep rubbing, and then they make contact. Right here, they save the car. Great job there. Then the 27 comes back down, doors the 19. Around goes the 75 of Steve Larker. Up into the 27, up into the 5, and it's on from there. Mac Johnson, the 24, just escapes this. There's the 5 coming down, getting Trey Rainey. There's Carter Friesen. Gardner May have gotten some damage. Dale Lightning right there. Joe Jefferson in the middle of it all. There's Colton Yo. Eli Bright, Jay Jefferson around the outside lane. They were basically stopped trying to get slowed down. John Gambit gets some damage, I see, from the 27 right there. Trying to see if Eli Bright and Jay Jefferson maybe got damage, or if they were able to get slowed and get around whatever happened there. I'm trying to see if the 78 and the 88 did a good job getting slowed down there. No really camera angles that show that. I'm surprised they made it work for as long as they did. I'm really surprised that after the fact they actually wrecked when Stapleton was actually only 3 wide. I think the 88 and the 78, I think the 78's fine. The 88 could have gotten some front end damage. I don't see any damage on the 88 though. The 78 is kind of stuck up there against the wall, but the problem for these drivers is even if they didn't get damaged, they're going to be starting behind some of the damaged cars that flew their way through it and got positions off of that. So let's go on board with a few drivers involved. Jeff Bright, the 5, has an onboard camera. Past Gatorade Cup Series champion. He wants this season to end badly. The Gen 6 cars have not been good to Jeff Bright ever since Season 3. Season 4 is bad, and now this season turning out pretty bad as well. Lloyd actually lucky he was able to keep it straight there, Lloyd was. Tom there, there's Colton Yo still looking for his first Gatorade Cup Series when he gets some damage and all that. There's John Gammon into it. Jay Jefferson gets slowed. There's Eli Bright going through. Gets around his teammate Jeff Bright. Also going board, Nathan Stapleton won at Talladega, and he's in the middle of this. Looks like he doesn't get too much damage, but he's still slow, and now he has damage. Oh, Cold Luigi did a great job there saving his car after making contact, and just on from there. You can see the cars around the middle of the field, and just on from there, nowhere to go. Looks like Stapleton does have some damage, and is in the middle of it there. Back in front, Patrick Smith is still your race leader here at Daytona. Going to restart with about 5 laps to go. Can Smith hold on? Can anyone form runs to get by? We're coming back green, the dominant car out front, and we're coming green with 5 to go. So once we take the restart, the yellow comes out, the race is over. Joe Jefferson and Jeff Bright retired off that crash. 36 cars still left in the race, but you have some damaged cars in the middle of the field. The 4, the 13, the 55, the 11, the 96, the 3, the 37, the 31, all in the middle of the field. The 88 trying to get there along with the 77 and the 78. I don't think they're too badly damaged. We'll see who can get to victory lane here at Daytona. Patrick Smith trying to dominate to win. Riley Sampson trying to find some run in second. Octavo trying to get to that points lead in third. Jonathan Buford 4th. Yepes 5th. Hanley just wants to win in 6th. Larry Bouchard Jr. wants to sweep Daytona in 7th. Taylor Van Price 8th. Alexander 9th. And last season's champion Griffin Lynn wants to win to help his chase chances. He's right now 10th. How about helping chase chances? Cole Luigi in 11th. He needs this. Jake West, Nichols, Marshall, Lloyd. Then Watson, Johnson, Fink, Gardner, Lightning. That's your top 20 for the restart. The final one of the night. Into the restart zone for the 34, Patrick Smith. And we are back racing at Daytona. 8 teammates spun the tires a little bit right there. We'll see if Octavio can get to him and give him a push and not try and jump to the inside. Looks like the A3 does have a run. And he pulls low. That's for second. Very hard to make passes. We'll just see. 3 wide. Larry Bouchard Jr. coming forward. He wants to sweep Daytona badly. He's up to 4th. Could get to 3rd by the time this is all said and done. Down the back, Octavo with the draft. Can he get into it? Can Sampson push that A3 forward? Can he get clear? Octavo stays clear in 2nd. Sampson looks like trying to get clear in 3rd. Can't quite get that done to 3 wide. Down low, Taylor Brown Price on the 15. Patrick Smith leading coming to 4 laps to go. We'll see who can get it done. Can anyone get around that 34? Smith has had a dominant car here tonight, but it's coming down to crunch time. 4 laps to go. 83-15, they're lined up. Can Octavio make a move? Price makes it first. Alexander, where does he go? Where does Griffin Lynn go? Where does Cold Luigi go? 15 keeps it down. Griffin Lynn down from the 42. The 48 pushing that 42. Here comes the 32, Watson. Now down the back, Taylor Bryan Price in the 15 gets the second. Griffin Lynn moves to the inside. Now he moves up to the middle. Here comes the 42 of Cole Luigi. The 48 of Isaac Nichols also up here. He's pushing Luigi forward. They're 3 wide for third behind the front 2. Coming to 3 to go now. Can anyone line up and run down the 34, Patrick Smith? Cole Luigi clear. He's third, but he moves up. Nichols looking for third now. Price with the run. Can't get there quite yet. Luigi, with that draft, stays clear in third. 3 laps left in the Pepsi 400. Patrick Smith dominating. Price looks to the inside. The 42 with him, but now the 42 goes back high. 34 stay clear. Patrick Smith, a great run there through the tri-oval and stays clear, but now Nichols in third. Can he help get to the front? Down the back, he moves up. Now he moves down low. Can Price make a move? We're coming to 2 laps to go. Here comes Danny Lloyd in the 19 down low after causing that last caution. Here he is, up into position. Mac Johnson in the 24. Jack Marshall looking for another win, but Smith is clear and they're side by side slowing each other down. We're coming to 2 laps to go. Nichols moves up in front of the 15, not quite there. He's 3 wide middle. Danny Lloyd for second, but 2 laps left and they have to run down the 34 in 2 laps. I just don't see the order to help each other out. But here comes the 19 and the 24. They are clear together. Jack Marshall clear as well. They're going to have a huge run off of turn number 2 right here. If that 19 can pull low and get help with them, it's on. But Mac Johnson pulls low first, and that is not helping that 19 out. Lloyd to the inside. He has Mac Johnson with him as well. The dominant car of the day now stuck up top. But can he get clear? Danny Lloyd with all the help down low. Patrick Smith, no help. As Jack Marshall's further back. We're coming to the white flag in the Pepsi 400. White flag this time. Here comes Mac Johnson. It's a race from here on out. Johnson to the inside. White flag in the Pepsi 400. And the 32 Watson is all but pushing the 24. Now they're going to go 3 wide. Watson needs a victory. 3 wide on the last lap for the race win. Don't count Hanley or Yepez. Here they come forward. Watson stays clear down the backstretch. TJ Hanley has 2 wins this season. He's looking low. But Yepez going to look to the inside. Hanley goes up to the middle. Can the one get a good enough run to get to that 32? Watson is clearing to turn 3. Benny Watson at the back of the points list. And now through 3 and 4, he has a good enough lead to where I think he can hold it. Off of turn number 4. Benny Watson makes the move at the right time. No one can run him down. He'll be the back of the points list, but he'll have a win this season. He wins at Daytona. Watson with a well-needed victory here in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. What a frantic finish that was, considering the 34 led all but a few laps in this race. Let's now go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. There were 2 caution flags for 8 laps and 3 lead changes among 4 different drivers. Benny Watson started 37th and gets a well-needed victory for his Gatorade Cup Series season. Diego Yepez ends up second. That definitely helps him in the points. Riley Sampson third, Jake West fourth, and Mac Johnson rounds out the top 5. They have TJ Hanley in 6th. He moves up to the points lead with a great day here tonight. Griffin Lynn 7th, Danny Lloyd in 8th. Jack Marshall 9th, and Alexander Rowe rounds out the top 10. There's your top 20. It's very hard to pass. The leader here at Daytona showed it with Patrick Smith. He ends up 11th, but did not show the car. He had 21 24 laps led. Absolute domination here at Daytona, but couldn't stay up there at the end. Some of the cars just had 2 good runs, the 19 and then the 32 and some others there. Johnny Gardner, who started on pole, falls to 20th in the finishing order. We've done 21st, 4th. All these drivers are kind of off pace. Eli Bright was behind the damaged cars, same with Jay Jefferson, John Gammett. That's why they were so far off pace. They actually didn't have damage to their cars, so if they were starting ahead of those damaged cars, they would have been fine. 36 cars finished the race, the rest all out from crashes. Now let's go look at the points. Here are the points standings as we head from Daytona. TJ Hanley gets back on top of the points list, but it's only by 16 points over his teammate Louis Jack Tavo. Max Harrison falls all the way to 3rd with a bad result, but he's still only 60 back. And Alexander Rose 4th, and Danny Lloyd keeps a nice solid top 5. They have Griffin Lynn in 6th, Jack Marshall 7th, Dale Lightning 8th, Trey Rainey 9th, and Diego Yepez into that final spot in 10th. There's your top 20. As you can see, the Top of the points list, those front three, they're pretty safe. Octavia's obviously safe. He has the All-Star win. Hanley's pretty safe. Anderson's pretty safe. They're all pretty far ahead of even fourth place. Fourth place is 126 back a leader, 66 back a third. So I have to think those front three feeling pretty comfortable about their chances, but it gets close down here. Stapleton is one of the wild cards with the win. Steven Taylor's teammate, the other wild card. But then you have Steve Morgan down here with the victory. Carter Friesen. You have Jay Jefferson, he's 12th. John Gammett, 13th. They're without victories. Taylor Ryan Price, Luke Rainey, Riley Sampson, Jake Galloway. And then say Trey Rainey falls out. He would take a wild card. Marshall could fall out. He could take a wild card. So there's still a lot to happen. Sebastian Kuhlon's only 25 points out of the top 20. If he gets up there, he automatically gets a wild card. Patrick Smith has a win. He could be a wild card. Isaac Nichols with the win. He can get up there and get a wild card. There's still tons left to be decided here with a little more to go before we get to the chase. Look down here. Benny Watson up to 40th with that win. Jonathan Rains now down 41st, and he's 84 points behind Watson. So we'll look ahead to the next race. We're done with the Superspeedway swing, and we go up back northeast to New Hampshire for the next 301. I'll see you guys then.